70% of property for sale in Nigeria are scam. The remaining 30%, you need to be cautious. You need to be careful in locating those 30%. And if you truly want to know how to assess those remaining 30% that are void of scam, then you have to watch this video from the beginning to the end. My name is Jubiz Middleman, your #1 real estate consultant from Edmas Property Consulting, to share with you how to buy a landed property without being scammed. I would like to share a story with you, an experience that one of my clients had. This client was referred to me by a friend. So he came to me through a friend, and while we were conversing as regards to real estate, then he shared his experience that he had with one of the roadside agents. He wanted to buy a landed property. Then he saw a banner on this in the street, and then he decided to call the number, and then he scheduled an appointment with the agent. Then they decided to meet at a bar, and they furthered their discussion there. So from that bar, they scheduled a day that they will go for an inspection. Then that agent that he met with has already made an arrangement with an elderly woman in the community that they wanted to buy the property. So that agent has already liaised with an old woman in that community, telling her that me and a client, we are coming on this particular day. The client wants to buy the property. I want you to be the owner of the property. I want you to act as the owner of the property. Then the woman agreed, and then the agent, on the day that they are supposed to go for the inspection, he called the man. They met, and then after which they have met, then they went out for the inspection. And luckily enough, the man came with some of his office workers. Then they went there, about several of them. Then they went there, and on reaching that community, then after meeting the woman, as the woman, the elderly woman that the guy has already made an arrangement with to claim as the owner of the property, the elderly woman, on sighting those men, then she decided to make a shocking surprise, she said that she doesn't have any property, that there is no property to his name, that she is eager to sell now, that she is not looking forward to sell any property now, that the guy, she doesn't know the guy, doesn't know then while she was explaining that, the guy was trying to escape, and then they rally around him and they catch him. Till today, as I'm speaking with you, the guy is still on at a police custody because of this event. Now, what would have happened if that old woman did not say the truth, and the client went ahead to buy that property? The client might have lost his money. So I share this story with you for you to see how dubious some roadside agents are, and how the rate at which people are being scammed as regards to buying a landed property. is high. So you have to be careful, you have to be cautious while buying a landed property. So by following the steps that I'm going to share with you today, by following them, it will reduce the possibility of you being scammed to 2%, and it will save you. If you can follow what I'm going to share with you today, it's going to save you the possibility of you being scammed by 98%. So here are the guidelines to follow while buying a landed property to avoid being scammed. Number one, you have to calm yourself down and exercise patience. You have to calm yourself down and exercise patience. Don't just rush up to go and buy a landed property just because um, a sum of money has hit you. You just want to pull it out immediately. You just want to invest it immediately. It's good to be proactive in terms of investing your money, but sometimes you have to be careful. You have to take time. You have to assess things. You have to take time to know the way forward as to how to invest your money properly. So number one is to exercise patience. Calm yourself down to exercise patience. It will really help you. And one of the things that you must do while you are exercising patience is the number two that I'm going to share with you now. Number two, you have to seek out the attention of the insiders, people that are already in the game in the real estate industry, people that already know in and out of how things are being run in real estate industry. You have to seek their attention of a real estate lawyer, not just anyhow lawyer, but someone that is knowledgeable and reliable as regards to real estate investment. And secondly, you have to seek out the attention of a real estate consultant, not just anyhow consultant that is just looking out for his own commission, but the consultant that is reliable, the consultant that is kind of reputable, someone that is credible in attitude and in manners and his behavior, in the way that he or she treats people. You have to get that in place before you proceed. So the second point is to seek out the attention of insiders, the real estate consultant, the real estate lawyer, and someone that is knowledgeable. Not just being knowledgeable, because someone that is knowledgeable can also act out as a dubious person. So you have to check out for the knowledge and also the level of credibility, how reliable the person is. You have to check out his personality very well. So that is number two. So number three now is to join those insiders that you have chosen to work with. You have to engage them to go and do a thorough due diligence with you. You and them have to go out and do a thorough due diligence as regards to the owner of the property, to know the real owner of the property, to know the genuineness of the landed property documents that you want to buy. So the title must be right, must be tally with the name of the person in the document and the one at the registry office, land registry office. You have to go as far as going to a land registry office and check out the reference number of that landed property that you want to buy, and then the title, the name of the owner. And if it is a land that you are buying from a community or a family, then you have to engage several people to tell you about the validity of on the real owner of that property that you want to buy, and to get them to endorse you. Step 4 is to suppress your greed. While buying a landed property, you have to suppress your greed. I know that we all have some levels of greed within us. Because sometimes when we feel that, oh, this land is very cheap, if I don't act out immediately, someone else might have gone out before me to go and buy the property before me, and then we tend to like act out immediately without being cautious. So we have to suppress our greed. When the property is kind of like being so cheap, we have to ask, why is this property so cheap? Why is this property so cheap? And then you begin to find out why. Then you'll be able to come up with a rightful decision as regards to whether to buy that property or not. So that's number 4. So number 5 now is to avoid doing one man business. Like when you are buying a landed property from the family or community, you may want to like, or they may persuade you to do a one man business, but you should not allow anybody to rush you up into doing a one man business. You should not just buy a property and then it's just one person that is aware of the fact that you bought the property from that person. No, you should engage several people in the family, in the community leaders, the baales, the obas, kabiyesi, all of them, they need to be aware and then they endorse you. So avoid one man business if you don't want to be scammed, because that person might lose his or her life, and when that person is gone, then you cannot have anybody to back you up as to whether you truly bought the property from the person or not. And the case will even be worse if you like, but if you bought that property and the titles the title of that property has not been perfected, you might end up lose that property. So avoid doing a one man business. So that leads us to number 6 now. Number 6, buy a property. You have to buy that property from a company that has a structure, a reputable company that has a structure. And also, not just a structure, you have to find a company, a real estate company that is reliable, that is credible, that is so accountable. Not the people that has not those that have the structure but they lack credibility and accountability. No, you have to find out their personalities, how they handle stuff. You have to find out how good they are as regards to that aspect, not just about the structure. So both the structure and their reliability has to be put in check. So that's number 6. So number 7, you have to research about the community that, or the location that you want to buy the land. Research about them to know whether the government has a particular project that is about to go on in that location that you want to buy the property, or whether the government has plan to do something in the future on that piece of land that you want to buy. So you have to find out, seek out, research about the state of that environment, the state of that community that you are about to buy the property, because you might end up not having that property after which you have bought it already, just because of the fact that the government has planned, or has already planned out the project to be done on that piece of property that you have bought already. So it is very, very vital, very imperative for you to like do the finding as regards to the government plans and the projects that are going to come in the future. So it's very important that you research about that. So number 8 now. Number 8, you have to study the promoter, the agent that is recommending that property for you. You have to check out the lifestyle, the attitude, the behavior, the credibility of that person that is recommending that property to you. Like in the case of the story that I shared with you, it's a street agent that just put a banner. My client did not take a time to assess the guy, to know about his character, his disposition and all of that, his attitude, his credibility. He didn't take time to check that. He rushed up just because of the fact that he has the money to buy that property at hand. Thank God for the woman that said she didn't have any property for sale. The man would have bought a property that is problematic. So you have to find out about the attitude, the reliability of the person that is telling you to come and buy that property. Look at his attitude, look at his way of disposition. You have to study the person, understudy him very well. Then lastly, number 9 now. Number 9 way to buy the landed property to avoid being scammed is to ask for letter of indemnity, to indemnify yourself, to protect yourself and your property that you have bought. The letter of indemnity is a letter that for those that might not know, letter of indemnity is a letter that the seller or the company that is selling that property to you will give you to protect you, to indemnify you against any form of risk, against any form of damage, whether the property is under encumbrance or has any issue or not. So if the property has issue, provided that they have given you the letter of indemnity, they will rectify it. And if they don't rectify it, if they didn't rectify it, you have the right to sue them. You can sue them through that letter of indemnity. So I believe so well that you have gotten value from all that I have shared so far, because I know that if you can follow that which I have shared with you, you will reduce the possibility of you being scammed by 98%. I'm very sure about that. So God bless you. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to do that, and to also share this video with someone that you know that he or she has to listen to this video or watch this video. I love you. And also, at Idmas Property, we partner with a lot of reliable and accountable real estate companies, and we do sell and promote properties that are void of issue, properties that will give you that peace of mind, because I always said, peace of mind is one of the things you need when you are investing in landed property. So we have series of properties that we are selling, we are promoting and selling for the companies that we are partner with, real estate companies like Landway, P1, Gracious Property, and Veritas Property, and Votno City Landed Properties, and their properties are void of issues. So we look forward to help you secure your landed property that you are looking forward to buy. We love you. Until next time, peace.